How we doing? Micromobility America. Let's hear it. Come on, let's get fired up. I'm James Gross, one of the co-founders, and super excited to have you here today for the next 2 days. So let's get a lay of the land. You're in the Craneway Pavilion, a historic building, a former Ford factory, hacksaw design. They don't make anything in California anymore, but they definitely don't make buildings like this anymore. So it's a very historic place. It's wonderful that you're here. To sort of just ground you a little bit, you are on the Accelerate stage. Behind me, you actually have the Motivate stage that will start at 10:30 this morning. So you're going to have tracks. Just make sure whatever you're going to as it relates to panels, it could be on this stage or it could be on the stage right behind me. So that's important. As well, right behind me, you have the McKinsey Knowledge Center. And then, of course, we have amazing sponsors in the Startup Village and behind that for places like photo ops and things like that. Then outside, we have the test track. We have more vehicles than ever for you all to try. You'll see the different brands in parking corrals. Ideally, you've signed that liability form before you get on any of those amazing vehicles out there. And then surrounding the entire Craneway is one of the largest connected bike lanes actually in all of California. So there's plenty of place to ride if you want to take any vehicles out and just really experience, of course, riding in all of its glory. If you join me, I'd love to thank all the sponsors that to make today possible. So if you can join me in a round of applause for all the sponsors that are out there. And again, this is an industry event. It's about meeting each other. And of course, there's just so many amazing companies for you all to meet with today. As well, I'd love to thank all the media that's come out. When we first started, we didn't have much media at all. We have over 30 media publications here today, both the more traditional media companies as well as new media companies, like YouTube influencers. So just love to thank, of course, everyone that's coming out today to cover the event, to cover a lot of announcements, and just really be a part of the scene and get the word out about micromobility because we think it's so important, of course, that everyone's covering the space. I'd like to do a quick update just on our business, on Micromobility Industries. Haven't really done this since we had our first event here in 2019, so just wanted to update you a little bit on our business and how we're trying to help you. First and foremost, last month we launched our new website at micromobility.io. It used to really just be focused on our events. We've really tried to build a little bit more of a rich experience for all of you. First and foremost, our content is really front and center as it relates to our blog posts, our YouTube videos, and a lot of other things. So you can go there, you can check it out. You can get all of our podcasts now on our website. Big shout out to Oliver Bruce. Can we put a hands together for Oliver Bruce, who's here, hasn't been in America for 3 years. He runs our podcast, over 150 episodes, over 1 million downloads. So a really big milestone Oliver recently surpassed. And thank you all that have been on that podcast and help him grow it. On the website, you'll also see Micromobility Pro, which is more of our experts that we get together with, do monthly webinars. Those are all available now on the website if you become a member. We've launched Micromobility Jobs, both for, of course, builders, like many of you in this room, as well as seekers. We have a lot of people just curious about the space, thinking about leaving their job in tech or other places to be in micromobility. You can now upload your resume, and of course, if you're building and you need to find people, you can do that as well today at micromobility.io. We've updated the landscape. So last time I was up here last year, we had a little over 500 companies in the landscape. The landscape is now over 1,100 companies, which is fascinating. It's amazing. You know, we passed 1,000 and then we passed 1,100 actually earlier this month. Now on the website, you can, of course, see all these companies. We've categorized them. You can click, you can look through them. It's fully searchable, as well as updated almost daily. So we get submissions almost daily that we look over, review, and approve. If your company is not in the landscape, you can just go to the website and you can add it, add a little description, and we try to turn it around within 24 hours. So that's all available to you as well. And then finally, I'm very excited about something else we want to tell you a little bit about today, coming from the folks at Micromobility Industries. So how many of you got the handbook? Okay, great. Looks like everyone. We take a lot of pride in that. We try to make it of great production quality. Two of the slides in the handbook are this, and of course the theme this year is darkness to dawn, right? Sort of riding towards the light as you follow the narrative. And on one side, of course, is this idea that not all the companies that are trying to pioneer the micromobility space will make it. And we can really look at history to understand that. You can look at the history of the automobile, which is what this slide is trying to demonstrate, to know that not all companies will make it. Or, there might be consolidation, and then you end up in many ways like maybe the automobile industry. At the same time, the presentation that Horace will give later today is a presentation that I think is Horace's best work, where he tries to bottom up look at the total addressable market of micromobility. And his projections are astounding. His projections are that micromobility will be bigger than cars. So if there's 1.2 billion cars on Earth today, and that is continuing to grow, but micromobility is going to surpass that. And if that's the case, there is a lot of hope, there's a lot of optimism for all of the folks in the room and what we can potentially build together. And this isn't like a far-off, distant future. This is a future, as Horace will talk about, is happening within 10 years, right? So we'll all be there for it. We'll all be a part of it. And so I think that's really important. And we've thought a lot about this. And I've talked to a lot of the entrepreneurs in this room, a lot of people that are building in the space. And I think what they've ultimately told me is, hey, I need help with discovery and I need help with distribution. And if you think about what we've always tried to do at Micromobility Industries, we've tried to define the space. We've tried to give you an outlet. We've tried to give you a stage so that you can connect with each other. But when I hear discovery and distribution, I hear you telling me we need to talk more to the consumer. I hear we need more butts and seats, right? We need more people. This can't just be about the geeks. This can't just be about the early folks that love it. We need everyone in this space, because that's how we build amazing businesses. And that, to me, what it tells me is we need to help as much as we can with your end customer, that end consumer, that person in the vehicle. And so on one side, and we teased this out earlier this week, we have Micromobility Industries. And today, I'm excited to announce the other part of our business, which, if you know the iconic M, we've just changed it up a little bit. And I want to introduce you to Ride Review. Ride Review is now live at ridereview.io. Our goal is to take what we think we do really well, curate people together. In this case, we want to curate all the great reviewers, right? A lot of those people that are already doing the work, like I put that media slide up. We want to bring in all the best reviews. We want to focus on small electric vehicles, right? We see too much of the electrification talk about Teslas, about Rivians, when we know the vehicles that are really going to make the difference are in the micromobility category. So this is a website built specifically for micromobility vehicles, as we've defined it. Today, we already have 100 reviews. We're going to add 200 a month. We believe that we need to get to about 10,000 vehicles that can be reviewed on this website. And we're excited to make progress there. And then, of course, our goal is to marry that best experience that we can make online with the experience of bringing us all together. Riding isn't about theory. Riding is about feeling it. Riding is about experiencing the vehicles and the software and the amazing things that you all make. And so we know we can't just do it online, but we have to do it with expo models where we bring your vehicles to where people are. We do this a little bit right now with the test track, but we're in a B2B environment. How can we get customers there? How can we help you get butts and seats? How can we help you get vehicles and software out the door to them? So again, some of the concepts you'll see as we experiment with them at our B2B event will apply to the expo model that we want to build out as well. So that's the announcement. I appreciate you allowing us to have an announcement like this. This is about you. I know this is a lot about us, so I appreciate you letting me take the time to explain that. The new site is live now at ridereview.io. We hope you can discover your next ride there.